Good morning, people, and Happy New Year. Well, it's a bit of a cold, well, very cold. I think it's hovering around about 0 degrees this morning. January, and yes, we're back to work after our holiday shenanigans. The canal is frozen. It's not very thick, so I don't know if anybody will be coming through today and breaking it. But the work goes on. So, the little job I've been asked to do this week is side doors. So this boat at the moment has wooden side doors. And the problem that the owner's having is that every year he's having to put more mastic around the edges to stop the water from coming in, which isn't ideal, so we're going to replace it with steel. So the first job I need to do is to remove this hatch and these rails around the top here. We need to get a piece of steel put down here to stop any water. Not there's going to be much today. It might do when this falls out, coming down here and running down here and running straight into the boat. Not so worried about the back edge, because that will just flow the other way. So I need to, because the boat's obviously fitted out inside, I need to put some protection. I've already put a bit of hardboard down. I need to put a bit of protection, some rubber sheets around here to keep all the debris and everything onto this wood. It's not the best working conditions, but hey, it's what we've got to do. Right, get that cleaned up. Okay, so that's everything cleaned out, all the crappy bits of wood. Got them all stacked up over there, ready to burn. So now I've cut my pieces of steel that I'm going to put in here and across the back and at the side. I also weld up all these holes and the holes down here. This internal piece of wood that has completely rotted out, so that's going to need replacing. And the other side was a nice piece of hardwood, so we can keep that, that's not a problem. Right, set up and do a bit of welding. Luckily it is warming up a little bit. The canal is it's not thawing so much. A couple of boats have been through and broke the ice, but it's not as cold as it was this morning. Still chilly though. Okay, so that's that all welded in, but unfortunately I didn't set the camera rolling before I started welding. But as you can see, I filled all the holes in around the back, and I've welded this piecemeal, just bit by bit, to keep the temperature down. We don't want to buckle the roof. It's very thin here with the rust and everything. The metal's been worn a little bit. So I've just gingerly gone around it. This boat's got polystyrene for the insulation, which doesn't really catch fire. It just sort of melts and burns back. So trying to keep the heat to a minimum is a really good idea. Also, this boat, the size of it are only 3mm. Now usually most boats are constructed with either a 4mm side sheet or a 5mm. So being only 3mm, it's keeping it, not getting it too hot is a really important, otherwise it will start to buckle all the way down the sides. So the side pieces have got to go in here next. We've got 2 of those, and they've got to have a rain channel welded into the back of them. So that's a job to be done up in the workshop. So let's crack on with that. And this time I'll remember to press the record button. Good morning, people, and it's a bit chilly this morning, -2 according to Janie, but the work has to carry on. Side hatch, so I got the rails all welded up yesterday and they're ready to put in this morning. I ground them back, so these need welding in there. So let's get set up, hopefully get a bit of warmth off the welding torch this morning. Let's get going. So that's these tacked in now. What I need to do now is just clean the back edge up with a grinder and complete sticking them in. Right, so that's all that welded in. Now we've got a watertight edge all the way around here and with the gully in there as well. And all the way through this job, I've left the hinges on for the old wooden doors. So when I finish working on it, I can just drop the wooden doors back on and the old hatch for the time being until the new ones are made. It just keeps the weather out a little bit more. With the temperatures and the way it is today, or this week, definitely need. So today you're not seeing any boats, it's still frozen over. Now it will just get a little bit thicker tomorrow, which then hampers people getting through it eventually, unless it warms up. But I don't think tomorrow we're going to see 16 degrees and blazing sunshine, but hey ho, we can only wish. So the next job is to start making the hatch for this, and that's a job we can do inside the workshop. So let's crack on up there in the warm. So that's the boring bit out of the way, cutting all the bits of steel out ready to make this hatch with. And these are the bits for making the hinges. That'll all come clear a little bit later. So right, let's get cracking. So there was a little bit of drama. This limb bin that I keep my G-clamps in has got a bit of hydraulic oil in it from the ram that we use. That thing there. And I should have cleaned it out, but I haven't, so it caught fire. While I was welding, I thought I could smell something, but thought nothing of it. So back to the hatch lid. That's all welded up, ready to go. So let's take it down to the boat and see if it fits. So that's that welded on. Got a piece of wood in there. So obviously this is too long. We've got to trim it back to where the doors meet it along here. But next job is steel doors. So I've started marking my doors out. I'm going to use something a little bit different to cut these with. This is a steel saw. Has blade like that on it. The reason why I'm using this is it gives you a better cut than a plasma. This is about the closest thing you'll get to a guillotine cut, and I haven't got a guillotine. So this is the next best thing. Let's get on with it. There you go, lovely clean cut. So that's the steel work finished. Hatch is all operational, and the doors. So the next job is the woodwork. So back to the workshop and start chopping some bits out for this. So that's the woodwork done and attached to the steel doors and hatch. So the next job is a bit of filler work, sand them down and prime them. So that's one set of side doors with a hatch complete. As you've just seen, I've put a bit of weld on the pins to stop them from being knocked out as a security measure. I understand that the owner of this boat is going to be continuing on with the paintwork. As a courtesy, we've put some primer on there just to get it going. So that's that one done. On to the next job.